Okay. We can do that. We can share to Discord. There we go. Got that up and going. Do this. Products.
I'm pretty sure you're going to the church. Are you frying the church? I just got one.
Welcome in, everyone. Let me link this. Where is it? Hi, Yuav. How are you?
Hello. Why is the room so dark?
Okay, and let's see. Let's see. Co-host. We have friends.
What?
He is he live? Go live with guests. Okay.
11 trillion.
Babe, can I see your TikTok account real quick?
Oh no, I feel bad for you. Girl, why'd you hit me?
Welcome in, everyone.
For being rich.
Isaac, welcome in. How are you?
Girl, don't try and hit me.
That's good. I'm glad you're doing good. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to do something.
No, I bought it. No, I bought it. No, but I bought it. No, I bought it. Okay, let's see whose face it goes to then. Stop rebuying it.
Okay, he's not like that.
Fine.
Okay, I was just checking to see if the person who I'm... Thank you for the follow, Darth. The person I'm supposed to be co-hosting with is online yet. It does not appear they are.
This one's mine.
Somebody said something. I don't know who said what. You were filtered. Just let me know. How's everybody? You're not wrong, Digital. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed week.
Okay, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna look away. Yeah, you keep looking. I'm gonna look away.
Welcome in, everyone.
There you go.
Hey, Kool-Aid Jammers. Not much. What's up with you?
No, me.
What's up?
Fine, I get the next one up.
Probably ramen. I think I'm probably gonna have more ramen. We're almost done with the batch. So once that's done, who knows?
Oh, ew.
What about dinner for you? What are you doing? That was my husband.
Wait.
Penn Station. Ooh, Penn Station sounds good. Soup and salad? Nothing wrong with that. What kind of soup? And what's your favorite salad dressing? Personally, I like Italian salad dressing. Welcome in, everyone.
This one's mine. This one's mine.
You had a bacon cheeseburger?
Okay. But this one right
Fortuna,
here.
will you stop clawing up my couch?
Okay, open them.
Oh, upside down question mark. Here's what I'm going to say to that.
Okay, open both
I
of them at the
hope
same
you
time.
have
Don't
the
wait.
karmic year you deserve based on that statement.
Okay.
Lady in RV Resort makes it not bad.
I'll take it. You got a hot spot and my head's special.
No, I ain't going to stop. Much love and take care. Hope this year treats you well.
Come here. Let's open mine.
Thank you for the follow, Gomer. Hi, Skylar. Welcome in, my friend. How are you?
Girl, tell me what I got. Oh, I got a hot spot.
Welcome in, everyone. How are you guys doing?
Did someone in Russia steal?
You got 47 days until your birthday? Heck yeah. We're not counting down how many until mine, because I'll be 42. Gangsta Kitty says she's ordering Chinese. I don't know. Gangsta Kitty looks like she's, dead asleep over there. Yeah, she is right there. Right there.
Okay, I bought the oven. Lucky Block's mine. Oh, girl, I think
Good luck with that blessing. You'll be 43 Saturday. Well, happy early birthday, Spider.
Okay, you join the
I missed all of you guys. I took 2 weeks off of streaming just because I needed a break, and then I took 3 days off of social media, and then I find out yesterday that, oh no, we went to war. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic.
If I get a car blue, I'm gonna be so mad. What is it?
Well, I hope you guys did miss me. I know some of you reached out to me like, are you alive? Are you coming back? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just enjoying my vacation. And I forgot to take videos and pictures while I was doing everything because I was just too involved with doing everything.
Yeah, girl, join.
Typically what
I
happens.
got a flipping ramen in the
Welcome in, everyone.
I got a ramen in my
Thank you for the follow, Don.
Oh my. No, you cannot have it. Oh, no.
Let's see.
Oh, you can have it. I don't want it. Oh, no.
There we go. Friends not watching the live.
Because mine.
Okay, so I need him to go live so we can co-host. I love my hair too. So I played around with my makeup today. I got a new makeup palette. It's a nude one. So it's all like browns and grays and neutral tones. And I really like it.
No, you loved your face.
Okay, we're gonna see.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rub my left juice all over it. Okay.
Well, thank you, Spider.
Open it.
Let's see. We are going to search and we are going to follow. We're gonna.
There's a secret expert. I want it. I'm just gonna buy that real quick. Okay.
No,
Now,
because we are following him.
ew.
He is not a friend, so we are gonna go see it.
Okay, it's coming to my base. I swear to God, if you buy this, I'm gonna smack you.
We're gonna message him.
Okay. Let me open it. Okay, I'm looking away. I'm looking away. What did I get? Ew.
But what is everybody up to?
You can
Hey, Ethan, how are you?
because I want to watch you open it. I'm gonna open my lip just because I don't break this when it comes to your base.
Let's see if we can do this. And invite you to guest.
After you open this, do you want to do the skateboard game?
I'm doing good, Scott. How are you? Let's turn this up so I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm lucky, so I'm
Da-da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I can hear
Let's
you.
see. You can hear me, and my camera says I can't be seen. Let me figure. I don't know why that's happening.
So I was actually getting ready to message you on my hubby's account in case for some reason,
Mm.
like there's one setting where if we have the different settings, for some reason it won't even let us go live together.
Oh wow. Okay.
My friend.
Oh well,
So I'm like,
that's interesting. Well, it's interesting that it's interesting that my camera is like, no, you don't have a camera. I'm like, I do. I know I do. That's so freaking dumb. Hang on.
this is where Google is our friend. Like, why is this happening? TikTok live guest camera not working.
Dun 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 dun. Well,
so you have the follower requirement.
Okay.
Camera permissions on phone. Or
I've definitely given. Let me try this. Let me try. It did a weird thing when I signed on. I'm gonna leave and try to come back. Yep.
And close TikTok immediately. Restart your phone and then try it and see if it works.
Be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Technical glitches, you gotta love them, right, guys? Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Michael. I haven't in almost 3 years, and you know what? I'm okay.
Where are you? Where are you? Did you leave?
So Ethan will be right back. He had to hop off in order to restart his phone to see if that would take care of the issue he was having with his camera.
Okay.
But yes, I am having him on today. We are going to be talking about his platform that he's running on. He is running for Indiana Senate District 47.
Oh, okay.
I am also in talks with somebody from Michigan and somebody from North Carolina to get them on as well. So the goal is to kind of get as many people who are running for representation and positions to help us on the state and or federal level. I know the Blythe is somebody that I've reached out to recently in order to get her on because she's running for a state secretary in Indiana. It was pretty good, Michael. It's been pretty chill. And then there's a few more people that I've been in contact with to see if I can't get them on. Welcome in, everyone.
Okay, girl, come on.
I'm like, did I come prepared? Like, I came prepared.
Try it.
Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. But while I'm waiting on him, let's see. It's not going to let me share, is it? Nope. Yeah. Oh, darn. I didn't share to my story. Oh, well. It's all good. Welcome in, everyone. You're working on a blanket for your new bed? Oh, that's awesome. What size bed? And how are you doing, baby? And thank you for sharing the live, sweetheart. And welcome in, everyone. King, and you're doing okay? Well, I'm glad you're doing okay. Welcome in, everyone. I appreciate that. You're a bitch. How old do you think I am? Hi, Kyla. Welcome in. Welcome back. Let's try this again.
Your sister's having one and I'm having.
You're working on getting your own place? That's awesome, comedy. No. I'm 41. I'll be 42.
Why is it just showing my picture? That's so strange.
That's weird.
Can't win. Can't win. Why would it be doing that?
And there's it's not something to do with
I don't. I.
under settings.
Oh wait, no. Here we go. Here we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. Maybe it said I had it. Hang on. No, I don't want effects. I just want my camera to work using my face. And hey, I had my camera work using my face. It didn't seem like it was too much to ask.
Right?
Hey, Shadow, how's it going?
I have the camera, the phone.
Oh my God. Hey, thanks for inviting me on this evening. This is so fun.
Well, I'm glad you were able to make time, and I honestly, hopefully, this is something we can do every 4 or 5 weeks until midterms.
Absolutely.
That way we can absolutely get you out to as many people as possible.
That's so kind. Thank you so much. Although I am more the midterm. Sorry, for a second, I was conflating primaries with midterms, which are not the same thing.
Right.
But yes, because I am soloing this. I do not have a primary challenger in State Senate District 47 here in southeastern Indiana.
Okay.
Yep. How are things there? I hear your littles in the background, I think.
Oh yeah, no, you hear the entire family in the background. I'll be the first to tell you right now. Most of the time when I've streamed, you're gonna hear them.
That's fantastic. I'd noticed that once before, but yes, that's fantastic.
You're gonna see my Pokemon collection. You're gonna see my cat, my kids, my husband.
I love that.
Welcome to my life, because you're getting absorbed into my life. And the
That's fantastic.
and the chaos it just is.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. We love that for you. It's very good. It's very good.
But yeah, so I know, was it prior to running you were doing as a garbage man?
That's true. So I am from so I was born and raised in Terre Haute, Indiana, and I've been living in New Albany, Indiana for since 2009, where I live with I moved down here for my then girlfriend, now wife of 16 years, and we're raising our daughter here in Southern Indiana. And yeah, I for 11 years, I worked on a garbage truck. I started as a tipper, a 22-year-old riding on the back of the garbage trucks all over rural Southern Indiana. And if you would like to get to know an area, the back of a garbage truck is a pretty thoroughgoing way to do that. And because the city of New Albany is has a contracted municipal service, but like everything in the surrounding counties is open territory. And so like every county road and state highway from like up to Salem, Indiana, and then south to the river, I picked up trash in pretty much all of them at that point. And it was a really great job. I really, really loved that job. And I rode on the back of the truck, became a driver. And because it was a small hauler, most of the time I was solo on a truck. So, driving and tipping, getting out of each stop to pick up the trash. And after about 9 years, I made route manager, which was still like working on the truck every day. But also there were like 4 or 5 other guys who I was responsible for if they had truck problems, if they, whatever happened on their route and needed help, or if they were on vacation, coordinating the guys for that route and stuff. And I did that job for 11 years. And at 33, I had the opportunity to switch careers. And because I was playing in an adult recreational soccer league, and one of the guys I was playing with was a sales manager at a local manufacturing company that manufactures stainless steel mixing equipment. So like things from like 5-gallon stainless steel vessels and mixers up to like big oil and gas, 30,000, like the things you see rolling down the interstate escorted vehicles, like those really big stainless steel vessels. And I've been doing that for the last 5 years. So there's your really long answer to I did that for a while. Yes.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
So I can say, like for me, I worked in payroll for 7 years before. And then with the pandemic, I took the opportunity to go back to school for licensed massage therapy.
Amazing.
And now I'm a licensed massage therapist, and like I have my Billy Creek Village shirt on, which if you're in Southern Indiana, you should know about Billy Creek Village.
I believe I do know about Billy Creek Village. Okay, yes.
Yeah. It's right there. It's west of Terre Haute by Illinois border.
Yep, that's right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So I'm vendoring 3 major events there, and I'm talking like the 3 have over 1,500 people
Wow.
attending.
Wow.
Yeah. And I
Incredible.
went to the Oktoberfest, and in 3 days, I made $1,200 by myself. That was just me alone.
Shadow.
No one.
Whoa. So wait, so since the pandemic, you've been a licensed massage therapist?
Yep.
Freaking incredible. Freaking incredible. What?
So my company's been incorporated 4 years.
Okay.
This month, actually.
Okay.
And so, so in 4 years, I've gone from doing a few table massages every few weeks to now I have 7 multi-day events planned for this year and 1 single-day event. I'm not even done booking, and that was just as of February 28th what I had booked.
So payroll, a job like where very not about human contact to a job where you are like fully like taking care of people. How big of like an adjustment was that for you?
So for me, I actually worked for a payroll company where we were a third-party processor like ADP or Paychex.
Oh, sure.
My job was actually client-facing. I talked
Oh.
to
Oh.
Year 2, I transitioned to their online payroll support team. So I worked with just everybody who did their own payroll, so they would call whenever they had issues or they screwed something up.
Oh.
I've been
Gotcha.
client-facing since I was 16, and I started at a grocery store. I've done retail. I've done sales. I have worked at a restaurant. I have managed a restaurant. I have managed this business. I have
Gotcha.
3 degrees. I've been busy in my 41 years.
That's really impressive. That's really impressive.
I'm going back to school at Harvard, taking their online courses.
That's so cool. What are you studying?
So I'm actually going for their constitutional law, their civics law, and their anatomy courses right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, and here's the thing. It's free. It is 100% free to register and take the course online. You pay $150 when you're done if you want the certificate.
At Harvard?
Harvard Business Law. You want to know why Harvard's doing it?
I would love to know.
Last year, over the summer, where the Trump administration told all these colleges to change their curriculums. You remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Harvard's big FU to the Trump administration was not only saying, no, we're not going to change it, we're going to make as much as we can free to the public.
That's so freaking cool.
1990. They are one of the oldest establishments. They are one of the oldest establishments in America. They predate the founding of our country.
I did know that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's wild. Way to jump on that. That freaking rocks.
And who wouldn't want to pay $150 to put Harvard on their freaking resume?
So what's the enrollment period?
Whenever you want.
Oh my God.
Just go online.
Well,
and you just go to the website, register for their online courses. Takes 10 minutes.
well, I probably shouldn't also try to do a degree right now. Now that I'm thinking about it out loud.
I don't blame you
But
at all.
not that it sounds like you have so much time to spare either. But yeah.
I don't, but it's one of those. I'm also ADHD. If I don't keep busy, I will go
Right.
insane.
Right. Understood. I am. I've skirted diagnosis this far, and I have no intention of changing in that at the moment.
I only have mine because I have to get my daughter hers.
There's my Ray is with us. She's my campaign manager, and she says you've got me rethinking a couple things over here.
Well, hi, Ray.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I did not attend secondary school. I finished high school, and I have been doing blue collar jobs ever since. And but my one of my favorite things about the garbage trucks was that it was a job where I could have one earbud in, and most of the time I was by myself. And I listened to like 3 to 4 audiobooks a week, and I could just like get deep into long form podcasts. And I've always been a pretty voracious reader. Well, always. I was a late reader. And then when I did eventually learn how to read, I really liked it. So most of my education has come via my own hands and my own enthusiasms and undiagnosed ADD, probably. But
Oh, yeah,
yes,
no.
yeah.
ADD is no longer a thing. They've actually ruled that out completely.
That's not a thing anymore.
No, it's if you are ADD, you are ADHD. Period.
Ah, no kidding. See, that's
No
how
kidding.
far behind I am. That's how far behind I am.
Here's the thing is, but I spend a lot of time reading because I have issues where I have insomnia because my fibromyalgia. So I'm awake at 3 o'clock in the morning a lot. And in order to get my brain to shut down, I start reading medical documents or law documents. You'd be surprised how many times whitehouse.gov has put me asleep.
It's amazing. I mean, it's not.
I get caught up on shit.
I was like, the idea of using whitehouse.gov in this environment to sleep is so counterintuitive. Because that's most people's reasons why they can't sleep right now.
It was very good. So I watched True Crime and we're like, shit.
Okay. See, I have a theory, and it's not just my theory. I know it's kind of out there, but like the idea that like the world is so hostile toward women, and women have to deal with so much processing. Okay, this could be the time that something absolutely horrific happens to me. That the idea of watching it happen in an ordered sequence in like a podcast or a true crime show or something, in the same way that like it just like it helps you. It's almost cathartic, where you're like, oh, and there it is. I see it there. Huh. And I got all the details. And it's just like, I'm like, why do you like this? And it's like, well, because I have to live through the mental reality of something possibly terrible happening to me all the time. And here, it's all ordered and makes sense. And I see the ending and the beginning, and I feel better. Like,
we don't do party politics in here. We are not Democrat. We are not Republican. We are just having conversations about a political platform and what he wants for the people in his community. That's all. We are not party politic. We just talk about what we want for the people in our communities, period. It's not red versus blue. It's us versus them. And if you are not part of them, you are one of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, although the idea that I am wearing young Republican costume, I mean, fair. I work a sales job. I ironed this. Actually, I didn't iron the shirt. My wife ironed the shirt. Yeah. What can you do? I'm a white guy in Southern Indiana, man. I am so Republican coded. But yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I was raised among Republicans. My people are Republicans. A lot of my kin are, but also my whole mom's side of the family are plumbers and steam fitters, boiler makers, kind of old school Democrats. And I personally am kind of the two-party system isn't serving anybody, right? Like the two-party system, we've been out here in working this district now for 3-4 months, and I ask people the question, do you feel like our government serves your interests or represents you well? And I have not met anyone yet who thinks that they do, right? Like I have not met anyone who is like, yeah, the government is serving me well and represents my interests. And that's across the partisan divide, right? And so we like the idea, I was listening to somebody the other day that was talking about how we are all being shown something by the algorithm. We're all being shown something by media that is trying to tell us what to feel contempt for and what to feel compassion for. And it's really good at it. That's a many billion-dollar industry, controlling and metering what people feel contempt for and what people feel compassion for, while trying to remain invisible in the doing of that. So that the thing that you end up having contempt for, or the thing you end up feeling compassion for, we can carry the illusion that it was my idea. It was my idea that I have compassion for this. It was my idea that I have contempt for this, across the partisan divide. And that's really important, especially because, knocking on somebody's door out in Harrison County, Indiana, which is a very rural county, I've had people come to the door, and at the minute they find out that I'm running as a Democrat, the hostility is at 110, and that usually my go-to move, like we were knocking doors not long before Thanksgiving, and the guy was like, "Well, you're running as a Republican, you're running as a Democrat." I was like, "Well, I'm running as a Democrat." Woman of the house appears behind him out of nowhere and is like, "Well, we're gonna have a problem," and I laughed and I was like, "Well, not with me." Here's what we'll do. You tell me what you don't like about the Democratic Party, and I'll tell you 5 things I don't like about the Democratic Party. And totally caught him off guard. And we had a conversation on their porch for 15 minutes, the end of which they invited me to Thanksgiving. It was a bit of a joke, but they invited me to Thanksgiving. So the idea is like, yes, everybody knows that the two-party system is not serving them well. It doesn't say the two parties are the same, but the power dynamics in the two parties are very much the same. The way that they have historically, the last 30 years really served primarily the rich and the powerful. Everybody feels that. Everybody who's paying attention feels that right now.
Believe it or not, it's something I saw in the 90s. I was born in 84. I was a teenager.
87. Yeah.
It's one of those. And in high school, I had the path. I was in debate. I did all those things. Well, my mom and I actually got into Yale and it got into Harvard with a GED, mind you, because I didn't graduate. I dropped out because of the bullying.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And I still got into them because
I
have the highest score that testing center has still seen in 20 years and one of the highest in the state. I missed 3 questions and I scored perfect in 2 areas. That is to show that people who get good on GEDs, I promise you, they're not stupid. It's just our education system is not designed for their brains. It's not designed to support them. And that's where I went with my daughter. And that's, believe me, I had questions. You think I was joking?
I didn't doubt you. I didn't doubt you for a moment. Holy crap. Fantastic. I'm excited.
Page 3.
I'm excited. Let's go. I want to hear it. And I so appreciate it. Like it's been my job is deeply connected to international trade issues. So the tariff stuff has been very hard for us. Lots of companies like ours that have spent a long time doing what free trade and all those trade agreements, there's lots to be said about them. There's lots to be argued. But a lot of companies built their companies around the rules they were told to build their companies around. And then when the rules get ripped out all at once, it leaves everybody scrambling and not quite knowing how to operate. So it's been a hell of a year and a half. How long has it been? It's been a lot. So it's been a busy few weeks for us.
It's been a year and 2 months. I last year felt like a decade in and of itself by September.
We didn't even have a war yet.
I'm wrong.
We did not have a war.
I don't know how it's already March because I swear I blinked and it's like, wait, 6 months just passed.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yep. I feel that.
Well, I guess the first thing is what is your platform? What are some of your goals? What are some of the things that you hope to accomplish if you are elected to this position? Man. So first and foremost, I know, and I appreciate it, and it is kind of like being asked like if you could prepare your final meal and you could have everything there that you wanted, what would it be? No, but biggest issues are lowering the cost of utilities in Indiana, bringing down the cost of housing and making it more accessible, and breaking up all of these power monopolies and money monopolies in Indiana that right now operate with general impunity and secrecy. For example, obviously big headlines right now is that one of our big utilities providers, AES, we've learned that they've negotiated the sale of that utility, which serves, can't remember, several million customers here in Indiana, to BlackRock. Yep.
To BlackRock for $33 billion. there is not a single ratepayer in Indiana that is excited about that. And because this past legislative session, which just ended a couple weeks ago, the Democrats in the state Senate and the House were trying to pass laws banning the sale of utilities to other private companies without oversight and without public comment. And of course, they were blocked by the Republican supermajority. And and so now people are freaking out appropriately because at every part of the state, we've seen people are seeing the utility rates go up by like 200 and 300% right now, which is just in the middle of a housing crisis, in the middle of an affordability crisis on every front. Also, we're having
insurance crisis in the middle of a crisis, in the middle of that crisis. It's just one crisis on top of the other, top of the other, top of the other. And I saw a meme earlier which applies. I am tired living through, once in a lifetime events. This is like 170 years.
Right. Exactly so. Exactly so.
9/11, I still remember that as like it was yesterday. That was supposed to be the only once in a lifetime worst lifetime event. How come it keeps getting worse?
How come? Well, let's talk about neoliberalism. But yes.
It's one of those. It should never have gotten to this boiling point. And I was watching one of these videos where, yes, it was perfectly set up for this outcome, but it was also perfectly set up for a different outcome.
Yes.
It's all about people making choices.
Yes.
And being held accountable for their choices. And this includes the people who opted to not go out and vote because they didn't like either option. Honestly, vote for the lesser of two evils. God love it.
So, and to be transparent, I used to be something of an idealist on that front as well. Before 2016, I was in a spiritual tradition that was very related to Quakers. I believed in taking particularly Jesus's Sermon on the Mount. That was the part of the Bible I wanted to take very literally. And there's that tradition, the Anabaptist tradition, has a part of where it forbids oath taking, right? Where you simply let your yes be yes and your no no. Anything beyond that comes from the evil one, right? So they don't hold public office, and in general, they abstain from politics in general, as it being this kind of like the Quakers abolished slavery through consensus among their community. They were the first religious group in the United States back in like the mid 1700s, I think, to ban slavery. And it was one dude who was like, "This is wrong. We shouldn't do this anymore." And he emancipated the people he had enslaved. And then he went all around Pennsylvania and the East Coast to their meeting houses, making his case. And the Quakers became manumissionary abolitionists, and they all ended the slave practice. But
well, and I know from that, they are actually part of the reasons why when the incorporation, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, all of that, they wanted to free slaves.
Yes.
But they were afraid of the revolt from the slave owners, which is the only reason why they didn't at that point in time.
Yep.
Really wish they would have.
Yep.
Really
Would have been good. Would have been good. Would have been a lot cooler if you did. A lot cooler if you did. Would have been great. So I was actually of that opinion that choosing between the lesser of two evils was an endorsement of the system that produced two evils, right? And so I did not vote in 2026. I did think that Hillary Clinton was obviously going to win. I thought we were going to have another kind of centrist, go with the American imperial project, more business as usual. And then I woke up and Donald Trump had won the 2026 election. Sorry, 26.
like, no, it's 2026 now.
Yes.
He's won 2024, but
he did. The 2016 election, excuse me. And I realized that the luxury of feeling like I didn't have to choose between a lesser of two evils was immensely privileged. It was, I am a white guy living in Southern Indiana. I am the poem. I'm the guy left at the end after they come for everybody else, right? And in that moment, because I had, I was reading liberation theology, Black liberation theologians. I was reading, James Baldwin. I was in the vein of a lot of these thinkers. I just wasn't participating in the political process, and that really it changed things for me that year, because I realized like it is an immense privilege to not feel like I don't have to choose between those things. And that was literally the year I started getting involved. And now I'm running for state office.
So for me, when I was 14, I promised myself I would never get involved in politics because I saw how dirty and gross and grimy it was, and I didn't want anything to do with it. Now here I am, 41, going, God damn it.
Well, at 14, you're not actually, you have the excuse of actually not being allowed to be involved. So, I mean, you've got that going for you.
I'm wanting to when I'm an adult, and now I'm here at 41 going,
yeah,
I don't get involved, nothing's going to change, and it won't get better.
Exactly. And I was a man in my late 20s. I did not have that excuse. Right. Exactly. So, no, we got to, like, there are some really concrete things we can do to lower utilities. We can end sales tax on utilities, which is kind of crazy that we don't in Indiana. Yes, cut 7% off of everybody's utility bill immediately. End reconnection fees, like outlaw reconnection fees, where we actually penalize people for having so little money that their utilities get cut off, and then charge them to turn them back on. Right? The more that you dig into all of these things, the more you're like, that's a thing. They can charge you like $100 to turn your water back on.
Yeah, no, that's what gets me is phones, water, electricity. Oh, you can make a payment? Cool, we turned you off. It's $150 to turn back on. You don't have it, too bad. Should have never missed your payment. Should have been late to begin with. Oh my good Lord, but everything is going up. And it's one of those, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Yep. You're hoping that the one that you're behind on is actually the one you need to be behind on, because if it's that one, that gets turned off. Yep. We're at the point where
that's right.
I was the first to admit I'm in medical debt. I have a lot of medical issues myself. Over $30,000 of medical debt. I know we're considered former first world, but the only first world country with the actual concept of medical debt. Then where there was the cancer for my cat, and I paid $12,000 for that, and I'm still paying that off. 2 of my last 5 cats died of cancer because of the water we're getting off the White River. And let's talk about those.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah.
I am 100% sure that the water is what gave my cats cancer, because the elements and everything, it might be okay for human consumption, but they're tiny itty bitty little beings. Can their bodies handle that? No, they can't.
No.
So my cats get water that has been filtered after being in the water softener. It gets filtered again, and then it goes into a fountain that filters it a third time, because God damn it, I will not let my babies die because of that. Sorry.
That's insane. No. That is the fact that your cats are literal canaries in our collective environmental coal mine is insane. Yeah, it is insane. And I mean, obviously it's like, oh yeah, well, we're tolerating it better because we're larger mammals, but that's really but we know that we are among the most polluted water sources in the country. We have a lot of water, but our rivers are all really polluted.
Oh, it's all polluted because here's the thing is, a few years ago, it was under the Trump administration, we'll just say that. So one of the laws they had for the EPA, they rolled back, had to do with them actually cleaning it up. And so they could choose to have a fine instead. And it wasn't a really large fine. It was like $15,000. So they pay the fine because otherwise it would cost them $200,000 to actually clean up the mess. So they're like, oh, that's fine because the chemicals will be gone in about 7 to 10 years, but it goes into the groundwater. And guess what? That sits around for 7 to 15 years. Okay, I might be an environmentalist too. You can ask my son. He could do a 30-minute spiel about saving the bees and why it's important.
Okay, good. You're good. You're doing great. Yeah. So I mean, that's another great one. Like we,
One second, Ethan, my daughter.
Yeah.
What's up, honey? Knox and Eve, yes. Okay. She was just asking which 2 cats I was talking about. It was Knox and Eve.
You have a cat named Eve?
Yeah, we had a cat named Eve. That was the first. Awesome. The last 5. We had Eve, and when she passed, I got Quetzalcoatl, and I have her. She's around here somewhere. I don't know where.
I saw you petting Quetzalcoatl in your last video. Yeah, it's a beautiful cat.
So, and then after cat, I had her for almost a year. We got Knox. I found Knox at my mom's apartment complex because somebody left her behind when they moved out. Yeah, She was 9. When I took her to the vet, her gingivitis was so bad they had to pull 2 teeth and a third one just fell out.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That is the kid that she's the second one that passed of cancer. Eve was the first one. Eve ended up having multiple myeloma. Knox ended up with aggressive lymphoma. And then
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And so in October of 23, I found Samhain when I went to Minnesota to visit one of my friends who was performing there and to work on him as part of a business venture. And so I found her at the hotel, brought her home because, you know, she was 10 pounds at 10 months. This is a 24-pound cat, and she's 3 years old now. Yeah, she's 24 pounds.
Amazing.
Amazing. That cat right there, we call her the gangster kitty.
Oh, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. So sweet. I love it.
We got to acknowledge the protection of soils due to the groundwater pollution. Oh, absolutely, Tom. Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
And then we have the newest one, and she's on Dan's lap, and we got her last May, and she was born on Easter of 24. So we found out about her in August of 24, and I asked my friend who had her, because what happened is he found a stray cat who was pregnant. He kept the kittens, got her fixed. There was 5 boys and 1 girl. And when he showed me the picture, it was so funny. You had all 5 of the orange boys lined up facing the camera, and then you had one turned around with their tail in the air. You could see the starfish. And I'm like, I like that one. He goes, which one? I pointed again. He goes, oh, that's the only girl in the group. I said, of course she is. And so he showed me some pictures. I'm like, oh, she's so pretty. He goes, you want her? I'm like, well, here's the story. So I asked him if he would hold on to her until she was closer to a year, because it's actually good for cats to keep them together between 9 months and 18 months, because that's how they learn how to be part of a litter and how to bond.
Oh.
So I got her at about a year, and she is melded with the other 2 perfectly. Samhain on the other hand. It took her 3 months to warm up and 6 months total for her to give me for bringing home another cat. She wasn't the baby anymore.
Sondheim. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's the pagan name for Halloween. Quetzalcoatl is named after the Mesoamerican dragon god of thunder, because she's got that lightning bolt on her face.
Yes, yes.
When Fortuna was born, he named the cats 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He named them in the order they were born. Her name is 4. That's her name. Fortuna is just what 4 is now the name for.
Understood. Beautiful. I love it. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, I know BlackRock is coming to Indiana, and it's terrifying because you know BlackRock owns what?
Yeah, you have to go in the back.
He paused himself.
We have a
Or lost.
I didn't mean to. I'm back.
Because we know, honestly, BlackRock owns probably like 80% of the shit out in the world.
Right.
It's gotten to the point where you start investigating this company, and this company, and then it ties back to this is a shell of this. Oh, it's all owned by this one company, and it's all an umbrella, but it's so convoluted. And you have sister companies, shell companies that make it so hard to figure out who actually owns everything.
Yep.
And it's one person. Just one person.
That's right.
At the very top of BlackRock.
That's right. And we have a supermajority that, for ideological reasons, does not believe or want to do anything about that. That is not because they are too dumb. It is because they hold an ideology that tells them that this is inherently okay. And if you let things like this happen, they will work themselves out. And so anyway.
Why we need to go back to grassroots representatives instead of corporation politicians.
That's right.
Difference between wording. Grassroots representatives who represent the constituents versus corporation politicians who are there for the corporation.
Yep.
There is a huge difference between the 2 categories.
Yes.
We need A. B is what got us where we are now.
Yep. That's right.
Tell that to Gary Snyder.
Are we gonna talk about Bo Bai? I met him for the first time this past weekend.
Oh, how'd that go?
I did. Totally normal. He is exactly what you think. He is polished. He is tall. He is a dynasty. He is the son of a dynasty. He is. And we shook hands, we chatted, he moved on. He gave me his card and his phone number. Yeah. And yeah, it's yeah, I am a delegate this year. My wife and I both registered to be delegates, so we'll be at the convention in June. And because I'm a delegate, I am expecting that at some point he will call me to talk to me, and I am waiting for that phone call. Because yeah, there's. What'd you say? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, did it? Oh, Tom, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, it's like when he calls, because my campaign manager Ray is also a delegate, and Ray already got a call, and Ray asked him very pointedly, she's like, "Why aren't you giving back the money? It would be so simple. You could give back 25. You have over $2 million in your war chest. It's public information. You don't need $25,000 from Mark Rowan, sitting on the board of peace, literally overseeing like the potentially like the attempted rebuilding over the graves in Gaza, right? You don't need that money. So because you don't need that money, and it is also clearly political poison, and you are continuing to hold on to it regardless, that is so concerning. That is so concerning. You want to be the unity candidate. You want to pull Democrats in. You want to turn voter turnout. You want to get rid of corruption. And every time you're pushed on this, you will not give back $25,000. I mean, you're taking Republican money. I think that whatever, fine. You're taking MAGA money, fine. You're taking Mark Rowan's 25 grand, and you won't send it back.
Opinions. See, there's a difference between misalignment and you're not doing the right thing, my dude.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
a
Yep.
big believer of you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Well, do you remember Black Beauty? Yeah. Do your best and leave the rest. 'Twill all come right someday or night. Like, yeah, it's like, especially as pushing like as a person of faith kind of narrative. It's like, yeah, you believe that doing the right thing leads to life no matter what, even in the face of real opposition and or persecution and or death. You believe that death itself is not enough of a force to stop doing the right thing. So get back the money. Just get back the fucking money. Like, what are we talking?
Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Let's get back the money. Anybody? I don't understand. So anyway, I could talk about that for another 15 minutes.
Believe it or not, that actually kind of ties into some of the other things that I want to talk about.
Yeah,
Which is
absolutely.
I believe it or not, the First Amendment, separation of church and state, the commandments in the classroom, like in Oklahoma, and they're still trying to push that. The Christian Nation and the video they have about his Bible, his signed Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Taking the Lord's name in vain, how that is a whole thing. Whereas, again, the war on Iran, how he is claiming it's a holy war, which is quite literally taking the Lord's name in vain. And that kind of ties to the fact that I'm a former Christian. I grew up in the church. I grew up Catholic.
Absolutely.
I grew up Christian. My great aunt was a Catholic church nun until she died at the 96. She joined when she was 19. She's how I believe and why I believe the way I do, because she told me that I didn't have to be Christian or Catholic to believe in God. I could believe in God and the universe. It did not matter as long as my heart was open to receiving love and faith.
That's freaking awesome. I love that.
I love that woman for so many reasons, because I struggled with my faith given the fact that I went through a very traumatic experience when I was 9 and again at 13. And I couldn't understand why a loving and just God would ever let those men do those things to my body.
Shadow. Yeah.
She came back from the Philippines and stayed with us for almost 2 months because of how suicidal I was at 14.
Your grandmother?
My great aunt.
Your great aunt, excuse me.
She was she lived in the Philippines for 50 years. She was a missionary there. So keep in mind, this was during the time they were at war, where if you were caught being a Christian, you were persecuted and executed. Like, they practiced in secret. They had Bibles, without all the verses, without all the books, and they still had faith. And that's the reason why she told me, she goes, a true, loving, and just God will protect you from that. She goes, absolutely. And so we had to talk about faith, because at 11, my mom started letting me research theology. So I read all about the Quran. I started reading the Torah. I read the Satanic Bible. I read all of it. I've gotten very deep into that.
Right,
But here's
right.
some of the things to realize is there's a lot of things among cultures, among religions, among various different ethnicities that actually are the same and align. And my brain started putting all this together, and my brain started going, well, if this culture and this culture and this culture, which never could have known each other or crossed paths, all kind of believe the same thing, doesn't that mean it's more likely to be accurate than this thing that only one group of people believes and makes sense?
Well, you're out. I think you're out of most of the clubs at that point.
Yeah. But you know what? Here's the thing. All that being said is, I actually do believe there is a divine and just God, which is the reason why I'm still here. I actually do believe that Jesus himself has his hand on my shoulder, helping to guide me, along with all the rest of the goddesses I pray to. I don't believe that it has to be one or the other. I don't think that you have to have monotheism, because if you really think about it, Christianity is polytheism, because you have three beings as one.
Yes, yes.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which are three different entities that are part of one body. That is in theory, that is, by definition, polytheism.
Yes, I mean, and that's what the church argued over for the first 200 years or so. Yeah,
I know.
Right. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Well, in the Bible, they talk about some of the other gods. They reference Hades, they reference Apollo, they reference Zeus.
Oh, yeah.
Why are they
Absolutely.
referencing other gods if they never existed? I mean,
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from. At this point, yeah.
As a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, I was asking the people in both the Catholic and Christian church for answers, and they were all telling me to shut up, Shadow. You don't need an answer. You just need to believe. You need to just believe. So I'm supposed to believe something that makes absolutely no sense to my brain?
Yep. Yeah. No, the turn it off, don't ask element of a lot of these religious cultures is really disappointing, and obviously, really, like it breeds an acceptance of authoritarianism, obviously, and that is something that needs to be interrogated more, right?
And that actually brings up the whole Christian nation, because one of the things that they've been pushing, and it's a Christian nation. This brings up the fact that, understand, in my experiences, when I asked people, and they were very hypocritical about this, where, well, we say we tolerate other people's faith, but why aren't you tolerating their faith? Oh, honey, we just say we do, but we don't. Literally told to me by my elders when I was a kid, 7, 8, 9 years old, that, oh, we just say we do, but we don't.
But we don't. Well, sure.
How are you practicing your faith and your love to God if you're not loving all of his children? Right.
No, a big turning point for me, I consider I really believe that that being a Christian should be something other people call you, and that the impulse to claim Christianity and invoke Christianity and invoke Jesus and like open with, lead with whatever you're about to say by saying, I'm a Christian, and I think is one, a lot of hubris, two, setting yourself up to be a bad witness, and three, like really like you clearly don't feel like whatever you're about to say holds the witness that you're a Christian on its own. So you're prefacing it by saying you're a Christian, and I think, because we all like buy your fruits, you will recognize them. People don't pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles, right? This idea that like what people are by what comes out of them. And like we were watching, I watched almost all of the floor debate over redistricting in Indiana. And there were so many times these dudes would get up to the lectern and open by saying, I'm a Christian. I gather with these other people here and I pray and all this stuff. And the thing for me is, I'm not my issue isn't that you feel in your heart that you believe in the literal life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as the one true Savior of the world, blah, 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 blah. I don't even mean that. I just mean the reason you're getting up there and saying that is to self-soothe for whatever it is, whatever conflict you're feeling internally, for whatever like need to morally buttress yourself that you're currently experiencing because of what you're doing right now. And
it's a need to give yourself an excuse to feel the way you feel or think
Right.
the way you do. Based on,
right,
oh, well, if
people
I
are
feel
mad
it,
at me. People are mad at me and they think I'm doing the wrong thing. And I just want to lead by saying I'm a good person. And yeah, it's irritating to say the least. It's irritating to say the least.
It's
So
just like when people sit there and say, well, I'm a nice guy. Sure you are. All I gotta tell you is anybody who says they're a nice person,
yeah,
they're lying.
right,
Me.
right,
Oh,
right, right,
I'm mean.
right,
But
right. Well, it's just like,
difference.
yeah, it's just
I'm not nice.
by your fruit you will be known. By what comes out of you, you will be known. Yeah. So like, in terms of like being a person of faith who also, but who doesn't like, and I bring up Jesus on the campaign trail. I bring up because it's related to why I am where is the ground that a lot of the way I want to do things is growing out of, and it is growing out of at a very foundational level. And you talk about these unifying principles among religions and faiths: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. So the sum, the pulling it all together for Jesus of all written legal code and of all prophetic vision for what a just future would look like, for what the world would look like if it were made right. The sum of all of that is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so that should, especially if we're saying somebody that like actually reps Jesus pretty hard, well, then that should definitely relate to how we do policy. It should definitely relate to how we pass laws about people who are unhoused, people who can't afford utilities, people who have medical debt. Yes, yes, yes. Acting like it means, oh, I pray and I go to church, and not I find systematic oppression in the world and I unravel it. That's why I bring it up on the campaign trail, and because on a very foundational level, I think a lot of people know, a lot of people feel in my district that they trust Jesus and that they believe Jesus. They take a lot of comfort from Jesus's words. They take a lot of comfort from Jesus's teachings. And a lot of that has been hijacked by political people who do not have their best interests at heart and only bring Jesus up to make themselves feel better and not to try to make the world a world that Jesus would be proud of. So
they use it as a manipulation tactic.
Right.
They
right.
really, really do. Because here's the thing is, growing up, my mom, I heard from a lot of my friends' parents, my mom was the most Christian person they had ever known, and my mom didn't go to church. My mom didn't go to church. She goes, here's the thing. She goes, you don't have to go to church to believe in God. And she goes, and I don't feel him when I go into those walls. I never did either. There are reasons why. It has everything actually to do with the Bible and the 1,000 years that God's supposed to be gone, and they're supposed to feel an absence during the 1,000 years, and end times is supposed to happen when he finally comes back to the churches. Oh yeah. Anybody else think that time's pretty soon? Just me? I read Revelations. Just because I don't claim Catholicism or Christianity doesn't mean I don't walk that path, that Christ. Here's the thing, in my heart, you don't have to go to church. You don't have to praise God as long as in your heart you believe and you walk the path. Because here's what I tell people. Don't work for God. Work for good. Because if you work for good, then you are working for God.
Hmm. Hmm.
Don't do anything in God's name. Don't do anything in Jesus' name. Just do the thing because it's the right thing to do, because it's for the betterment of others, and you are in fact doing it in God's name.
I love that. I
Maybe
love that.
that's just what I took away, but
No,
that's how my brain works.
I love that. Yeah.
But that kind of goes hand with I love the golden rule leadership. Do unto others as you would
Yes.
have them do unto you.
Right.
Because believe it or not, pagans follow that same exact rule.
Of course. Of course. And
That is our golden rule. That is our number one rules. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you don't want to get cursed, you don't get cursed somebody, because they might reflect it back on you. You never know who's got protections up.
Right. Exactly. Well, and like, yeah, the idea that, but anyway, that is this rabbit hole goes on and on and on and on. But yes, it is a unifying factor among people. Yes.
And it's one of those that, believe it or not, and this is where I bring up the different cultures, the different religions, the different ethnicities, because every last one of them has something similar, where it talks about treat everybody else how you want to be treated, period. End of. Because if you don't, then you can't be surprised when the world gives back what you give.
Yep. No, you're totally right. And of course, there are people that live perfectly good lives and do the right thing, and then receive injustice and receive evil, and are persecuted, not because they did something and it got reflected back to them, but because of the reality of evil and so forth, which is the other side of that, of course.
Tries to destroy good by tearing it down and making people think good is really evil and evil is really good.
Yes. Need
we look more past the front door and just at in the White House?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let me check this out real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. But no. Back to. Again, I was watching, you had the 4-part video of authenticity, talking about how people need to feel like they belong. Because when they finally feel like they belong, they contribute, they're productive, they actually are active participants and members of society and their community.
Yes.
And that's actually, and it's very close to what I do, is because I actually started my TikTok stream to give a place to wayward souls who had no place to go, to give people who didn't have a community. Why? Because there's a lot of us out here who, we go to work, we go home, and we don't have a lot of physical friends, and all of our friends are in other states. That would be my best friends in Arizona, my other ones in this state, my other ones in that state. So we feel isolated from the world. And 2020 and the pandemic showed us how truly isolated we really are from each other.
Definitely.
Into that nuclear family versus community family and community living, and how that dynamic, which was started to force in the 1920s and was pushed really hard over the next few decades, has changed today, because we got away from, well, my mom doesn't help raise my kids even though she promised me she would. My dad's mom helped raise me. We don't have that same support structure, because unfortunately our parents are boomers and when we're millennials, and our kids are like, oh no, I already raised you, I'm done. We don't get the help our parents got with us. So now our parents are off. It's great, that's fine and dandy, 60s, 70s, living their life, and we're here with our kids struggling, and you wonder why we go no contact. Because, it's just an inconvenience that you're finally done with, and you love having grandkids that you don't ever actually see. That's fantastic.
It's a lot of people have that experience. Yeah, a lot of people are having that experience.
That ties back to the problems we're going through, where if you look around, how many community events do you actually go to a year? How many people do you know that actually go to? Who knows about community events? Who has the money to afford to go to community events?
Right. Everything is paid access now, right? Yes.
Exactly. You know, it's
Yeah.
$50 here, $60 here, $40 here, $20. Next thing you know, in order to go out for the weekend with your kids, it's $150, and you don't have that kind of extra money because then that means you don't eat for a week.
Yep. And the loss of community spaces, the loss of community oriented events, like yes, it is a real. Mm-hmm.
I know
Yep.
in Indianapolis and in a lot of the surrounding towns, a lot of youth centers are shutting down because they just don't have the money in the towns to afford them anymore.
That's right. The gutting out of American life and it being privatized for the enrichment of the very rich. Yep. They don't. The Ticketmaster does not want to compete with your local youth center.
Nope. No, they don't. You know, and then that again ties into Department of Education and how they've gutted that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well,
sucks.
as a mom with 2 kids on IEPs, it's actually I don't want to help my daughter. We're fighting them on that because she is a female with ADHD and dyslexia. With my son, they had no problem getting him on the IEP, but now that he's getting ready to go into high school, there's something going on.
There's just a car approaching. I'm just getting out of his way.
Now he's going into high school. They want to take him off the IEP because
Just on a call.
he's doing great, quote unquote.
Okay.
The issue is, and this is what I've explained to them, is if they would give me a contact person that my son could go to in case something happens, sure, we'll have that conversation. But in elementary school, there were 2 kids who were biggest bullies. Okay. He didn't deal with them for 3 years. His best friend did. But they told his best friend to let him know that they look forward to seeing him next year.
Oh my God. That's awful.
They handle that.
That's
now,
awful.
Mind you, since I asked them about this, they haven't responded. I want to know how they want to handle prospective bullying because I know exactly how that affects kids' grades because that was my issue and why I dropped out of high school. And my son does not need to go through that same shit.
It's awful.
Yes. There should be no problem. Okay, great. He doesn't take up very many resources. He's down to 1 or 2 accommodations. Keep it at that, and let's just be good until next year and make sure he can get through his freshman year without incident. Because if he can, then we can have that conversation. I'm willing to have it, but until then, no, keep it on his damn IEP. Because I know the second I take him off, if he has issues, I can't get him back on. I can't. Not with how the education system has been restructured and given to the Department of Labor, and now they don't give any money to the states who need it. Because they want to put it towards their war chest because, well, we need to go to war.
And Indiana is trying to go further than even the federal government goes. Everything that we saw cut because of the big awful bill, Indiana is trying to go further in health cuts, in education. Literally, there's no area. It's like they just took it as yes.
I've heard rumors that, you know how in Tennessee they've moved it so that way if kids are in an IEP, they don't actually need to go through an evaluation in order to be removed from the normal class and be put into a video class where they learn life skills.
I did not know this. No.
So from my understanding, they're talking about that in Indiana and trying to do something similar, which is terrifying to me because my daughter has dyslexia and ADHD.
Oh my God.
She's the first one to be pulled because her teacher does not like her.
It sucks. God. And I mean, and we know that this is the point, right? We know the point is you were talking earlier about how black people are realizing that BlackRock is this entity that owns everything. That's the goal. The goal is to gut public institutions, to break people's belief that they can be good, that they can provide the kinds of services that we need and rely on. And so that people are willing to surrender them when they are finally absolutely crushed and all of it is privatized. Every element of your education is held by private institutions that can then squeeze every possible cent out of every single American citizen. But they have to do it slowly, right? The public schools of the 1960s, if you tried to just like move in, dump that system, put it straight into a for-profit system that we are on our way towards right now, that we are experiencing, BlackRock sucks, amen. That we can, that we are headed towards right now, would never work. You'd have the whole country up in arms setting things on fire. It's the boiling frog metaphor. You have to do it by increments. You have
So
to,
that
yeah.
the frog doesn't realize it's boiling to death. It
Yep.
just thinks it's getting a nice warm bath until it's too late, and then it's too late to jump out of the pot.
Yep.
It really
That's right.
is.
That's right. Yep.
You know, and
That's right.
That's a lot of where we are, where we have slowly seen the previous generations put us where we are, and well, a lot of us are not exactly sure what we can do to dig ourselves out of it, which is why
That's right.
we need representatives like you, like going, okay, well, I have an idea. Why don't we try some of this? And I have an idea. Why don't we do this? And well, I have an idea. How about this? Because and this is what I tell people, and I push it on my kids. It's okay to see the problem, but when you take the problem to the person who you need to go to in order to have it solved, take a solution with you, even if it's not the best one. Just have an answer.
Just have one, right?
I thought this idea might work. Even if you guys don't do it,
Right.
it's a starting point, because then it
Absolutely.
tells you,
Absolutely.
that's a top leadership skill, because it shows that not only can you identify the problem, you can actively, quickly come up with a solution and conflict resolve. Oh, let me tell you, you will shine in people's eyes if you do that. And states
Absolutely.
have education to have a ready-made prison force. Yep, you're not wrong, Terrence.
That's right, Terrence. Yep. 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 Yep.
And then on that note, Starbucks or Sunbucks. Sunbucks.
Oh, Sunbucks.
I wrote down Sunbucks and I said Starbucks. I'm like, no, not Starbucks, Sunbucks.
I thought we were going to talk about unions, but yes.
We can talk about unions. My husband's in one. We're going to write that down.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Sunbucks. Yes. Sunbucks is just is an example of how Indiana is not satisfied with the cuts on the federal level. It insists on being yet more regressive than even the federal cuts are doing. The Sunbucks program, for anybody watching that is unfamiliar with it, is a federal program where the state essentially, because kids get 2 meals a day at school, a lot of kids get 2 meals a day at school, and then when they roll into the summer, school stops, but those same kids that need the meals don't get them anymore because they're in school. And the Sunbucks program, yes, thank you, Shadow, that the Sunbucks program is a way for those same families, those same kids to receive. It's not that much. It's an EBT card. It's a little bit of cash to help afford those groceries that the school's picking up.
$20 over the summer. That's how much it is.
One more time?
It's $120 per kid over the summer to help make sure the kids stay fed. I know, because we've gotten it the last 5 years. This will be the first year we don't get that extra little bit of help, and that's what saved us. It was only $240, but God, do you know how much that helped to make sure?
Oh my God! Absolutely.
All I went for was just lunch.
Yep,
and
that's right.
To make sure my kids ate for those 2 months.
Yep, and it's a fully federally funded program. The state only has to pay for the administration of the program, which is like a $5 million cost to the state to oversee. Indiana currently is running like a multi-billion-dollar surplus on on taxes. So we got lots and lots of money. And and the state Indiana Senate shut it down, said, no, we're not going to help these families who need assistance. We're not going to help these kids. And it's not like it saved the federal government money. That money is simply reallocated to other states who did opt in. And it's just hurting families in need. It's just hurting families in need because the state Senate didn't want to do the damn paperwork. They didn't want to spend a little extra money to do the little bit of extra effort to administer this program. And there are lots of examples of gross negligence with the Republican supermajority, but it's really hard to find one that is more just like, y'all are in a form of lazy and incompetent that would get fired at pretty much any other place of work.
Honestly, it feels a step more than that. It feels like they just hate us. It really does. That they hate us to the point where they don't care whether or not we survive as long as we pay our taxes. But well, what if there's no people left to pay taxes?
Well, we're seeing families leave. We're seeing the population go down in Indiana. We've seen like, I think it's like almost 40% of the OBGYNs leave our state since they passed their total abortion ban. We're seeing it
pass the total abortion ban.
It is. It's not. I mean, like they technically still have the exemptions for rape, incest, and child, and like children, right?
One of
But
the big things that we are fighting with that is just the ectopic pregnancies and them not wanting to do
right,
any life-saving care on women who have ectopic pregnancies, which by definition are fatal.
yes, I know an OB who was practicing in Indianapolis, and he had a patient come in, a woman who was a little bit older. She was married. They were trying to have a child. It was a little bit of a risky pregnancy. She was having some troubling symptoms and discovered that she had an ectopic pregnancy. And he went to the administration to get permission to terminate the pregnancy. And they were told he could not perform the termination yet because her symptoms were not bad enough yet. She was not in danger yet.
Yep. She was
And
on
so
death's
he,
door.
that's right. And so he went to her and her husband, two people that were trying to have children, and said, you're towards the risky end of pregnancy. This one is dangerous, and we can't predict how dangerous it might become. Christopher, yes, my dude. And said, I can't terminate the pregnancy right now, but I can give you a hysterectomy. And they wrestled with that for a day, and they ended up deciding that because it was likely future pregnancies were going to be risky like this, and they were going to potentially again be in a situation where they would be choosing between letting it get worse or having to, or back in the same situation, or choose to have a hysterectomy. She chose to have a hysterectomy, and the OB performed the hysterectomy and quit practicing in Indiana. Like he turned in his notice like a couple weeks later and left the state. He's in Michigan now, I believe. And
they want us to have kids, but they don't actually want us to have kids.
no.
It feels like quite literally, okay, you have one woman, she's got 4 kids, and then she dies in childbirth. What, is he just supposed to go down the street and find a new woman to be his kids? Find the 17-year-old down the street who hasn't finished high school yet? And
make America
into raping his kids? Because that's what's going to end up happening.
Make America great circa 1850, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Really, they want to take us back over 100 years, and then they're talking about taking away no-fault divorce. Well, I got to tell you,
right.
If it ever happens, I will have a 3-pack of essential oils called Water Fairy Tofana. The 3rd bottle, don't actually wear. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
If you know anything about that, you know what I'm talking about. Because, you know what? We'll go back to just having a whole bunch of widows out there.
It's really bad. Yep. So yeah.
Terrence, that is the number one question we are all asking is, why does anybody think they have the right to tell anybody else what they can or cannot do with their body?
Yep.
Big believers of, listen, as long as you are not hurting anyone, anything, and you're not infringing on anybody else's right to live, who gives a damn? Go be happy.
Go be happy. Or in their bedroom.
Loki have no items.
Or in their bedroom. I know. I think he hit the button again. Oopsies. Or ran low on battery. Let's see. So we got that. I love that. The save act. Okay, we still want to talk about that. That's...
That's me.
So I love that. Okay.
I'm back. Can you hear? Sorry, I don't even know what happened. I'm standing up. So my daughter is at dance class, and I'm just waiting outside for dance to end, which it's going to end sometime from now. So.
Hey, we're good, and we'll go until you have to go, and then we'll pick up at some other.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, the other thing, this one is something that you talked about that I think is really, really important, and it's something if you need my help, I will help you push it however I can, and that's the domestic violence registry.
Yeah.
About that is if that had been in place 20 years ago, I never would have married my first husband. Something about him that I found out from his first wife is He was married when I met him. I was the affair that caused their divorce. They were not actually separated. There needs to be an easier way to search whether or not somebody is freaking married, okay? Marriage records should be easier to access, period. Okay. Also, again, this was the early 2000s, so things were harder to get a hold of them. But
Sure,
the
sure,
second part of that is, I found out 6 months before I met him that he had actually been convicted on a felony and released on good behavior for beating a pregnant woman and locking her in the bathroom stall of a gas station. If I would have known that, I never would have started dating him. I never would have had the story that I have regarding him. So that was something where I got 2 kids. I don't want that to happen to either of my kids.
No.
And unless you run a complete background check on people, it's really hard to find out shit. And then you have to know their social security number. That's
right.
good luck getting a hold
Right.
of that. Okay.
Right. And I mean, and yeah.
A name and some details of the person, and be able to actually easily find, okay, this person has 2 or 3 charges. I'm good. And then
Yes.
flip side, make it so that, okay, maybe if somebody only has 1 charge, they can get themselves off of it if they go a decade without a second one. Give people a chance to redeem themselves, because there are people that change, and sometimes it's really not the charge that you think it is. But if somebody has 5 or 6 charges, I'm going to assume that those 5 or 6 charges are actually 5 or 6.
Well, and so we've been working on our preliminary name for it. We're calling it DART. We're calling it Domestic Abuse and Recidivism Tracker, right? But there are other groups in Indiana that are working on this as well. And we are definitely, whenever we talk about domestic violence, first thing that comes to mind is intimate partner violence, and it should. It's the most common form of domestic violence, right? Right. But also we want this to address domestic violence that is targeted at minors and domestic violence that is targeted at the elderly, because those are the other most common forms of domestic violence, abusing kids and abusing the elders. And it's interesting because in all of these, and this has been studied by a lot of people. There's been, obviously, it's so common, it's so ubiquitous in our communities, that one of the big motives is that abusers choose domestic violence because they believe it can remain secret, and they believe that the consequences are not serious enough to where they would want to give up the benefits it gives them. Because Chuck Derry is kind of a hero of mine. He's a Minnesotan. He's the founder of the Gender Violence Institute in Minneapolis. He's been studying domestic abuse for decades, worked with thousands and thousands of abusers through court-ordered therapy and treatment. And one of the things that he found early on was, he would be in these focus groups with men, these abusers, and he would be like, so why be violent? What does it get you? And after you get past like the embarrassed, like, I'm supposed to say nothing, right? I'm supposed to say no, it doesn't do anything for me. But you're choosing to do this, so it's doing something for you, right? What is it doing for you? And the laundry list of what it gets them, what it does for them, that Chuck Derry got them, like, gives me control of the money. I don't have to do chores. I don't have to clean. I don't have to listen to her complain. I don't have to explain what I'm doing with my schedule. On and on and on. Like, that actually, once you crack through the conscious decision to do this and the reasons why they like it, Chuck he has this article where if you look Chuck Derry up, one of the first articles that comes up, he explains why therapeutic approaches to domestic violence don't work. Because therapeutic approaches tend to want to deal with unaddressed trauma and pain. Mm-hmm. But people who commit domestic violence, most of the time, even though oftentimes abusers do have a history where they witnessed abuse as a child or experienced abuse in some form, but that's not actually why they choose it. They choose it because they like the outcomes, not because of psychological need, not because of undealt with pain in their lives. And it is so there's a lot of kinds of crime. There's a lot of kinds of wrongdoing where punishment makes it worse, right? There's a lot of kinds of problems where the stick actually makes the problem worse. Right. But there are some things where the stick, the disincentive, is actually what is missing from this.
Yeah.
And one of the big sticks is one of the big incentives is that abusers know that when this is over, they can move on and be in charge of the narrative because the people they abused are scared, just want to get away from them, just want it to be over, are unlikely to make a sting about it. And if they do, they're already scared of the person that abused them. And the abuser is in the position to be like, they're crazy. They're making it up. It never happened. And they know that. So a public registry, one of the reasons to make a public registry is obviously to help make people safer, is obviously to help make it so that people who are in a prospective relationship can real quick find out, does this person have a history of domestic violence, intimate partner violence?
Children, partners, or parents. It does not
Or the
matter.
elder, right. Or elder care. Exactly so. Exactly.
Across the board.
Elder care is interesting because elder care is, yes.
Yeah. I was going to say whether or not it's their parents or they work in a nursing care facility.
Exactly.
Or anything like that. Because
exactly.
That's the other thing. Well, personally, as a massage therapist, I can't hire anybody who has a felony. I don't want anybody on my roster who has domestic violence under their category. Why? Because you're dealing with people. You need to connect with people and you're going to be touching them. No. I have to make sure you're taking care of my clients, not hurting them.
Right. And so it's definitely aimed at that. So it's aimed at making people safer by just by making this information available. But also there is a stick element to this. Okay. Because it is taking away one of the major incentives for domestic abusers, that they can be anonymous and that they can be in control of the narrative, even if a rumor were to arise, even if my ex were to say, oh, he did this, or it would be this way. It actually takes away they're crazy, that didn't happen that way, because there's a conviction. And one of the things that we want to do, one of the things that we want in this is to address things like stalking, because stalking is a crime that is a precursor. I was 8 years old when I had my first stalker. Yeah, his parents thought it was cute. My mom kept telling them, no, it's not cute. My daughter's uncomfortable with it. He was supposed to ride the bus. He followed me home from school once because I walked home with my friends, and then he would not stop coming to my house. Yeah. That's not good. But yes, like criminal stalking. Yeah, criminal stalking. Like a which normally has to do when protective orders are put in place, right? And people violate protective orders. Yeah. We are looking at that potentially being a conviction that can get you on this list. Good. Because again, like the research is so well established. People just ignore and violate those restraining orders because nothing's going to happen to them. Nothing's going to happen to them. It's like, well, actually, this will get you on a list. People will know that you have been convicted of criminal stalking. Good. Right. Because, and it's not just about being punitive. It's because the clear, over and over again, shown connections between stalking, intimidation behavior leading to violence and abuse and homicide. And the chain is there. It's been shown over and over again. You talk to advocates, you talk to survivors, talk even to decent law enforcement, and they see it all the time. But we just don't do anything to bring this chain of entitlement, abuse, violence, and ultimately homicide together and say, we can break this chain by saying, if you get on this, we're going to make it known that you're doing it right away. We're going to make it known publicly to the community that you're doing it right away. And if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to be on that list, stop right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's how we break those cycles, because that's the chain. Breaking those cycles. It's a cycle that keeps repeating over and over and over. Yep. Because we have the ability to break it, but we just haven't. Yep. And the question is why? Until recently, we've had people who were okay with the status quo and just keeping it as is because, I don't want to rock the boat because as long as we're good, we're good. And now we're at the point where he rocked the boat, so now we're going to have to go all hands on deck. Right. We're at the point now where Like the research is so very clear. The patterns are so well established and understood. We just haven't had lawmakers who are willing to listen to advocates and survivors and make these pushes and drive from a point of moral clarity and drive from a point of urgency to actually do something to break these cycles of violence. And domestic abuse is one of the most ubiquitous forms of violence in our communities. And as I know you know, the recidivism rate, the doing it again, is one of the highest of any crime in the country. Most abusers, yes, most abusers within 3 years, 60% within 3 years of a conviction will have another conviction. That's a conviction. It's not easy to get a conviction.
No.
So this is so these are people. So if yes,
imagine all the times that it happens where they go to the hospital and it's broken arm and blah, 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 and it happens over and over and over. And of course, there's the conversation of, well, you could just leave. Do you know how hard it is to leave when there's kids involved? As a mom, would you be able to leave? Or as a dad, let's say your partner was the abuser. Would you be able to leave your kids with them 50% of the time without being there to protect them?
It's right. Well, and to leave
no way in hell.
To leave and there's no shelters. There's no money for shelters. There's and it's a housing crisis. There's no affordable renting units. There's no available housing. Like, go where? Like I mean, James, are you familiar with James Tallarico? He's a Texas state senator. He actually just became he actually just won the primary. He was in the primary with Jasmine Crockett in Texas, and he actually just won the primary. Part of his backstory is that his mom and his birth father was a drunk and was regularly abusive, and his mom ended up leaving and taking him, taking James Tallarico as a boy, and she worked at a hotel, and the hotel manager was kind enough that he let them stay in a room for like 4 weeks while she did double shifts and got enough of some cash together to get a cheap, Section 8 housing situation going. And the thing is, that is not possible for most people. No. That is not possible for most people. And if that had been possible for them, we know that violence tends to compound and get worse. We know that it tends to compound and get worse. And kids get hurt and killed, and partners get hurt and get killed.
Yeah. No, and that's and it doesn't matter. Here's the thing: is whether it happens to the kids, whether it happens to the partner, whether it's male or female or this or that. As a parent, when it comes to trying to leave those situations, you have children involved. It makes it the hardest thing. And Indiana, I know for a fact, because annually I go and take all the clothes that don't fit me and I haven't worn in the last 2 years to the closest woman's shelter. I do the same with the kids' clothes. Why?
Yeah.
I don't care. I won't take them to Goodwill. I'd rather give them to people who need them than have them go to Goodwill and have them spend money on it for corporations that's actually for profit. And I could go into Goodwill. Oh.
I bet. I
worked for them for 6 months. I could go to it. But it's one of those. I do, because, and I tell my friends, I said, when you grow out of it, don't take your clothes to Salvation Army or Goodwill. Find your closest women's shelter or the women's closet, because there's a program, and I was part of it too, for the FSSA, which is the Family Social Services Administration, where for women who are single moms, they will actually help you get a wardrobe, help you land interviews, help you do this, help you give you professional clothing. You just have to go to one of their locations. So I actually have a list of locations where I tell my friends to go, depending on the part of the state they're in, simply because, you know what? If you've outgrown it, I bet you there's some woman out there that can't afford it, that needs it.
Heck yeah.
So she can get that job so she can leave that man who's abusing her and her kid. Because a lot of times, that's the other thing, is they keep the women at home with 3 or 4 kids because, well, if they're home all the time taking care of the kids, they don't have time to do anything else.
Right.
They don't have time.
Right.
They don't have time to think, because it's all about control and manipulation.
It's all about control. About power. That's right. That's right.
And that's what it boils down to. Somebody who has been manipulated. Somebody who grew up in a house with an angry, drunk father. It's
Yep.
about
Yep.
power, it's about manipulation, it's about control, it's about all of those because they need to feel like they are in control, so they must do it to go through.
Yes. Yes. Shadow, I think Dance is letting out right now. I just realized that like it's 7:45.
Yes,
So
yes, no, we've been on
yes,
for a while now.
we
No,
have.
that's beautiful. We'll put a pin in it. I will definitely get with you more because I have more questions for you about like
I
data
would love
centers,
to talk more. This has been
what's coming to
super
town.
awesome. Yeah.
So why don't we plan something for next week, if that works for you?
I will
Or
I will check I will check with you. My schedule
yeah,
is not my own anymore. I
no, I
will
understand that. So next week, 2, 3 weeks, you tell me
I'll
what's
check
on
in
your
with you.
books
I'll
and
check in
let
with
me know
you.
what works for
Yes.
you, and I'll let you know if it works for me.
Yes. That would
Okay?
be great. I would really love to do this more. Shadow, so nice talking to you. Thank you for inviting me on. This was really, really fun. It's good to hang
Thank you
out,
for
get to talk a
coming.
little bit. Great to briefly kind of see your people
Yes,
flushing through the background. And we'll do this again soon.
yes, we will. Thank you for coming and hanging out.
Okay.
I appreciate it,
Yeah.
Ethan. Okay.
Amazing. Bye. Have a good night.
Bye. Hey,
Oh,
PJ,
I know.
welcome in.
I got it. I know how this works. And buttons.
Okay. Hi. Hey there. Hi there. Ho there, neighbors.
Oh, there?
Yeah, I know.
That's an interesting language.
I know. Okay, so like, wonderful. That was fantastic. I can get a lot of video off of that. Talking about the Save Act because I know that affects him. So, why? Oh, what'd you do? How'd you spend your morning in the hospital, sweetie? What happened? You made a crucial lapse in judgment? Oh, what did you do? What did you do? That was too high a dose and also didn't have my name on it? Oops. PJ, you're not supposed to do that. Wiggly. Oops. Not supposed to do that. But are you at least doing better? Hey, Junie, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. So I had Ethan Sweetland-May on. He is running for Indiana District 47 for the state senate. Oh, that's not good. 25 times. Ew. And so hopefully I'll get him on in the next week or two, maybe 3 or 4. Just to continue our conversation and help get him out there more because we need to get back to grassroots led representatives instead of corporation politicians. Welcome in, everyone. Right? Let's do this. Party on when you get your pad. Hell yeah, comedy. Can hold down water for over a day and a half, so you went to the hospital. Yeah, that's a very good idea because, yeah. You know, so something I've started saying lately, and it is absolutely true, is all it takes is one voice to spark a revolution. So let's do a revolution because one voice by itself can be very, very quiet. But if one voice is able to spark another voice, able to spark another voice, able to spark another voice, and the chain continues, well, isn't that a revolution? And me personally, well, it's not a whole lot I can do, but I can interview people and can have conversations with them and I can get them out to others. and hopefully spread awareness that there are actually representatives out there that are genuinely trying to work for the people, their constituents, not the corporations. I'm glad that you are doing better, I guess, maybe. Are you still at the hospital or are you home now, PJ? What do you mean? So what are inspiring? But I am actually going to hop off. I've been on for almost 2 hours and it was do the interview, and that actually took a lot out of me. So I'm home now, 2 bags of IV fluid and anti-nausea, and sent me on my way. Bet, because you needed the fluids, and the anti-nausea will help you keep the water down. I'll be back on Friday. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow, but I will definitely be on Friday for a bit to talk, chat, and finish my crochet project. So I hope everybody follows me, and I'll see you guys then. Take care. Thank you, Junie, and welcome in, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening.